Hey, welcome back to the Captains Quadrant. Of course, I'm Joe Dove, and joining me as always is Jason Roy-Gaston, but we are elated, excited, and over the moon to have with us both Doug Jones and Derek. Guys, how are you doing? And we are here to talk about your upcoming and amazing documentary, Get Me to Doug Jones. Welcome.
Well, it's upcoming. I'm not sure how amazing a Doug Jones documentary is.
It's going to be fantastic because with your career and your kindness, there's no way that it couldn't be anything less.
Your lips to God's ears. Okay.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
absolutely. Jason, I'm going to have you start us off this week.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, the big question I have right now is that, I look at Doug Jones, who is both an actor and a physical performance. Sometimes he posts something on Instagram for his birthday, and I just look at it like this, like, how is that even possible? How does one bend that way? I would like to know what made it feel like this was the time to tell your story.
Well,
you didn't want to.
I didn't want to, exactly. Personally, this was not my idea. Oh gosh, let's make a movie about me. Was never said. This is Derek's idea. Derek has been handling me as my appearance manager for the last 18 years. So he takes care of all of that part of my career that is live in-person appearances and signings and meet and greets. So having worked together for 18 years and been on the road together and been through ups and downs and ins and outs, career-wise and in our personal lives too, we've become family members with each other, and his family and my family all know each other, and there's love. So been through so much together that he's seen the professional and the personal side of me. So he got the idea. He wanted to probably make a documentary about me that would explore all of that and open up more of the book to the public. And I was like, oh gosh, no, that's embarrassing. No, there's nothing to document here. Nothing to see here, kids. So I said no twice. It was the third time that
I ambushed him.
Well,
so I tell you, this is my love letter to Doug. Mm-hmm. And Doug has never received the accolades that he deserves, I feel, my opinion.
I agree.
From the Academy of the Oscars and Emmys and so forth. So this is my way of giving him a digital accolade. And two, let fans who might know him for Star Trek or Hellboy, there's so much more to this man's life and career that I want to explore. So yeah, but did turn me down twice until the third time when I ambushed him in my hotel room.
Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're in Las Vegas for the STLV, the Star Trek Las Vegas convention. It was about 2 years. I think it was 2.5 years ago. Yeah. And I get a text before you go down to the convention floor today. Stop by my hotel room. Want to talk to you about something. So I get there, and he's in the room with director William Conlon. Mm. And so he introduces me to William Conlon, tells me about his background as a journalist and a documentarian, having done a brilliant documentary called Making Apes about the original Planet of the Apes, all that went into making that movie. And it's already had great success on Amazon Prime. So he gave me his pedigree, and then also William then talked to me about what a fan of mine he is and how he wants to build a story that goes beyond my IMDb credits. That's just the thing. That's why I said no twice. So many interviews that I've done over so many years, including the most recent years, where a journalist wants to do a retrospective. Let's start at the beginning, Doug. How did you become you? Mm-hmm. I've given that interview time and time again. So I thought, I don't want to go down my IMDb list for a document one more time, really. So that's when, this William and Derek then teamed up to say, those bullet points will be in this documentary, but the rest of your story as well. What made you the person that you are, what made you want to be in the showbiz in the first place. And so the interviews go beyond we have a lot of co-stars, directors, makeup artists that have worked with me over the years. Yes, the professional side, we'll get those talking heads in there and their stories about me. But we're also opening it up to family. I've got 3 older brothers that have known me for 65 years. We've got Mrs. Lori, who I've been married to for 42 years. Daughter Tisha, and nieces, and so a lot of family, best friends who've been with me in my life for 30 plus years. Their stories and their perspective on me is going to be told, and that's something you can't get in a podcast interview.
No,
So
we wish we could, but
yeah, no, that's why I finally
trust me. I did see there was a bit about a teacher that had come back into your life. Yeah.
Okay, so another thing that you will not get in an average podcast interview is what we got on film with we tracked down my high school drama teacher.
Yeah.
Because again, William and Derek are taking care of all the business contact, and they're interviews that I'm not even aware have happened yet.
Oh.
So, and that's good. It's good that I don't know who's saying what about me. It's nice. I reached out on Facebook and found my high school drama teacher. Yes. She's retired in Florida now. We knew each other in Indiana when I was in high school. She's retired in Florida. So we were about to, we had an event starting in Orlando, Florida. We went a day early so we could meet up with her. And oh my gosh, we hadn't seen this woman in over 4 decades. Wow. And so they caught on film, unscripted,
totally unstaged,
unrehearsed, unstaged. They kept apart from each other and caught it all on film, us seeing each other for the first time. Now, she knew me as a 14 to 18-year-old, and here I'm 65 now, right? So that's think of that reunion, and
that's going to be beautiful.
Think of what this meant to me. She was as a goofy teenager that was a nose picker, skinny kid with hopes and dreams of his own. She was the first person who could put me on stage and direct me. That was my first acting experience ever, was with her. You'll never forget that person in your life, and I haven't. I've held her in such high esteem all this time. So to track her down and have her come to share that part of my story on camera was just an absolute dream come true. And not only was she sat and interviewed by herself, catching us seeing each other, and oh my gosh, when I came through the door and saw her the first time, we both screamed, and there's face cupping, there's hand holding, there's petting, there's tears, there's giggles. And then I sat on a sofa with her, and they kept the cameras rolling, and we ended up interviewing each other. We just gabbed and
we didn't have to ask any questions. We let them just go for it. And the director and I are looking at each other behind this, camera, real quiet, going,
"This is great. This is great."
Wow.
Think of all the reminiscing and nostalgia we had to discuss all this time. And she surprised me by bringing a folder with her that was stuffed full of magazine and newspaper articles, write-ups on me over the years, and movies I've been in, where she had, and people she knew were sending her, "Oh, this was in my newspaper, Nancy, you might want to see this." She kept all of it and brought it.
Wow.
It was awesome.
So that was just like heartwarming, and that's something again that you'll only get in this documentary, that will never be in a podcast interview.
Yeah, absolutely.
Special moments like that.
Oh, I can't wait. That's going to be beautiful.
I enjoy hearing things like that, because on the way home today, I picked up my daughter, and I said, "You will never guess who I'm interviewing today. I'm interviewing Doug Jones." And she goes, "Who?"
Yeah, of course.
Doug Jones. Who's Doug Jones? I was like, "Billy Butcherson." She goes, "Oh, Billy Butcherson." It's like, "Yeah, Abe Sapien." Oh my gosh, Abe Sapien. I love that we're hearing this right now, because it just seems like this documentary is going to introduce us to the man behind all of these wonderful monsters and aliens and zombies that we've met over the years.
That what you just said about your daughter has been an experience that we've been having. And just a couple of weeks ago at a convention, so we have little cards made
at a convention I was not at.
That you were not at, right? I was there with another client.
Yeah.
But I'm promoting the heck out of this documentary. So we have these little cards made that's got the poster, and on the back there's some QR codes that people can follow. And so I hand them out to the line while I'm waiting for my client to show up. And I'm like, "Hi guys, I'm making a movie about Doug Jones." And a couple people knew exactly who it was, but most of them are like, "Well, who's Doug Jones?" And I'm like, "Well, it's that guy right there on the picture, but flip it over and scan the QR code. And I promise you're going to know who he is. And when you get up to the table to meet my client, you're going to go, 'Oh, wow, Mr. Maki, I know exactly who Doug Jones is.'" So I hand it out to the whole line. I make my way back to the table, and I'm watching everybody on their phones scanning it. And the minute I could see it in their faces, they went,
"Yeah."
And I Exactly. And then everyone that came to the table, they're like, we know exactly who Doug Jones is. And I said, that's the point, is that so this is like my love letter to Doug, and doesn't get the accolades that he receives. And so this is going to be that. It's going to be his digital accolade. And these people who do know him, they're going to get to know him a heck of a lot more. And for those of you who don't know him, they're going to just start going and streaming and watching every video, every movie, every TV show that he's been in, because it's going to open the door to this amazing human being. And I'm hoping that we're even going to get some of the Academy members to pay attention and go, wow, how did we miss this all these years? We call him, get me Doug Jones, to be in the film, but then we don't give him any golden statues. Why? No. So we're going to explore that.
Oh,
statues.
You need statues. It's true. Don't. It's so humble.
I could go with a statue.
See, everybody deserves a statue. So when it comes to putting this documentary together, I know you're extremely involved in the promotion, but are you involved also in the editing process? Like, how are you going to streamline? Because I know it's a lot of footage. A lot of people love Doug.
Doug and I have nothing to do with that. That's the reason I hired William Conlon, because his storytelling methods and the way he weaves things is great.
He'll be editing too.
He'll be editing. Right. We're hiring an editor, but the director always edits with the editor.
Right.
So I'm, as the producer and one of the co-writers, William and I are creating the story and getting everything that we need. And then before he starts to edit, he's already editing in his mind, by the way. Like, he already is knowing where he wants to go. So him and I will talk. And then usually how every chat has gone with him so far is he goes, I want to do this. I go, that's great. That's exactly why I hired you. And I get my little 2 cents, and he goes, oh, Derek, that's a great idea too. I'll put it in there somehow. So, he'll edit every day for 12 hours at a time. And then, once a week I'll go in and kind of see where they're at and give my 2 cents again, and then walk away. This is the best part of my job, is I don't have to deal with that part, because I've been telling everybody, we're going to have so much hours of footage that we're going to have 3 versions of the film. We will have the 2-hour theatrical cut. We will have the 4-hour director's cut. And then we're going to have the 6-hour super duper pooper executive producer cut, which might be turned into a mini series at this point. So
there you go.
I can't. Okay, guys. 6 hours of this, I can't even fathom.
We'll take 12. We'll take a 12-hour. That's fine. The more the merrier. Yeah.
So, I have kind of been watching the body language over the last few minutes, and I've noticed that anytime somebody says something flattering about you, you cover your face, and it's almost like you have this disbelief that people have such respect and love and admiration for you. I don't think it's any stretch to say that you're probably one of Hollywood's most essential creature performers. And I say this as somebody who, I think the first, aside from Hocus Pocus, which is like one of my favorite movies of all time, I think the first time I ever noticed you as a performer was Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Do I remember?
Oh my God. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting off topic right now. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, sorry, I'm starstruck right now. I'm sorry. The point I'm trying to make right now is that do you honestly see this as flattering, or is there like this humility that you get by being under the makeup all the time?
The makeup has nothing to do with the humility. Is flattering, yes, but humbling to the point of embarrassment, yes, also. I'm happy to have a quiet career. I'm happy to go to coffee shops and have no one recognize me. I've been happy with all of that all these years. I'll be an actor 40 years this June. So it's been a long run. But it's been, I guess, I've become more of a public figure in recent years. Well, when Star Trek Discovery Season 1 was coming out, tons of press. Shape of Water came out 2 months later, tons of press. And a lot of the journalists were doing pieces on my entire career, interviewing this face and marrying me to all the characters I played over, the last 30 some years at that time. And then all of a sudden in public, I'm getting stopped at airports a lot more now. Doug Jones. So it's happening more, but I still don't cause a mob scene ever. I'm no Brad Pitt, but it's been nice and lovely.
After this documentary,
Well,
you are going to be right.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more.
I'll be
Go to a ball game and then they just focus. Look, Doug Jones is here. You get the big.
yeah, on the jumbotron.
Yeah, the jumbotron. I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Very,
Yeah,
very humbling indeed.
Yeah. So, don't you are have a long career? Do you think that this is also going to inspire younger performers that are trying to get into the business as well? Do you feel like you're going to actually leave such a legacy that it's going to be mandatory school watching in this documentary?
Well, funny you should mention that, because another element to this documentary is interviewing, and we had a sit-down breakfast with a bunch of people I call my puppies. I have a lot of young actors that get a hold of me now, especially because I'm at a point in my career, and the documentary will dive into this as well, that at 65 years old, there's only so many rubber bits I still want to wear. Getting fewer and fewer that I want to do. So I'm leaning more into my human phase of acting now, and playing lots of doctors, lawyers, mad scientists, sheriffs, dads, all kinds. I've had a wide array of characters over the last couple of years I've done. But so with that, I have a lot of young, tall, skinny boys, especially, that come to me like, I want to do what you do on the social medias, or meeting them in person. And so if there's potential there, I will get together with them and have a lunch date at the NoHo Diner here in LA. And once we chat about things and all that, then I might keep in touch and spur them on in their own careers. So that's already been happening.
Excellent.
And we got to gather a lot of these young people together and interview them. And so so they were part of we did a big sit down breakfast with about, I don't know, 15 people.
Yeah, 10 or 15. Yeah.
And they all got to tell their impressions of me over the years, which is something that you're not going to get in a typical interview either.
No.
So that's the legacy thing is absolutely, when you are in your 60s, that you can't help but think about that. What am I going to leave behind? Because none of us are getting out of here alive. Nope. Some of us sooner than others. So
we're not actually the Baron, so we won't be able to.
I would love to be.
Yeah, I know.
He's
you get to be that in those garbs. I love the costume you guys wear as the Baron.
Professor. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason.
So, just thinking about you talking about your puppies and leaving a legacy and everything. I am not a skinny little boy, but I am curious about this. How do you, as a performer, pass on your ability to act beyond makeup? Because that is something I've always noticed about you, is that they can glue 40 pounds of rubber to your face and somehow humanity still bleeds through. I don't know how you do it. So what advice would you give to a puppy who is standing in front of you all wide-eyed with the big puppy dog eyes saying, teach me, sir, teach me?
Well, I'll tell you, the misconception is that to play a monster or creature, you have to have really talented elbows. And it goes so far beyond that. I will stress with anyone that you have to be an actor first. That's why I've been able to do the movies I've done. When you're working with a director like Guillermo del Toro, he needs an actor in that character. He doesn't want somebody who's a gymnast or a dancer that moves well but doesn't understand character. So I do have to take in the wants, needs, loves, desires, trajectory of every character I play. How do I interact with the other characters in the film? I have to take all of that in internally and let that play through my physicality. Then the physicality has to be informed by something, and that will be all the internal work that you've done ahead of time, like any actor should do with any role, whether it's monster or human. So that's just the thing. I approach any role, whether it's a guy in a t-shirt and jeans or a monster with 4 legs and a tail. Both have to start with the same place. What do I want? What do I need? Who am I? How do I belong in this movie? What do I do to push the plot along? All of that actor work has to be done. That's what a lot of these young actors don't understand going in.
Wow. That's deep. That we get to get a little peek behind that, and it's amazing to find out like what details go into it, because it's when you're in school you're just thinking, oh, okay, I learn and follow the steps, but there's so much more. It's a multi-layered prospect, so that's amazing.
when it comes to when it came to the movie Shape of Water, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Guillermo del Toro that was my 6th movie with him, so he already knew me. He knew what he knew my vocabulary that I work with as an actor. He knew all of that, but he was really stressing something with this one. It was different than he said, "Dougie, you're the romantic leading man of this movie," and well, I never heard that before. And when you're wearing a fish suit,
Yeah.
right. So he really stressed. He said, I don't need Doug the performer in this. I need Doug the actor. So he really wanted me to internalize everything I just talked about. He really wanted me to stress all of that. You really are truly an animal from the wild who has magical abilities that you find out by the end of the movie, and you are falling in love with the janitor lady who's mute. Now of course, it's a Del Toro movie, so it can't be normal. But
right, there's always another element, right?
Yeah, but he wanted it to have as much humanity and reality but while being an animal from the wild. So I was talking about all this Oscar talk and like why I don't have a statuette of my own. The closest I ever came to getting an Academy Award was with The Shape of Water,
Right.
when the studio Fox Searchlight put out all their big advertising campaign during award season. For your consideration, this category, that category, this category. The only person they put up for Best Actor in their advertising was Doug Jones. And I when I saw that in a full page Los Angeles Times newspaper ad, and I saw my name there under them suggesting that I should be Best Actor, I thought, wow, a studio of that size has never backed me like that. So that was closest. I might have teared up looking at that, I'll admit, in a very happy way. And I thought, if this is the closest I ever get, I'm satisfied. That was really, really lovely of them to do.
That's amazing. So you've been in an Academy level movie, and you've been in so many. You were in Batman Returns as the clown that I absolutely loved. And I got to know, was there a moment in the documentary where you're looking back and go, oh man, I forgot how hard that was? Were any really difficult moments in your career that you'd be like, oof, don't want to lose that again?
Well, we as this documentary goes, we're still filming. It's still in progress.
Mm-hmm.
They're still filming. One of the elements still yet to get on film is my interview. They're going
to be last.
They're gathering everybody else first because they're going to get stories and tidbits from all these other people from my professional and personal life, and that's going to formulate a lot of the questions they ask me. Then, I think so. There's a lot yet to get, but I will tell you, I have been. As a professional person, I've just been looking forward. What's next? What am I working on today that I have to prepare for next week? Or, that kind of thing. And it's rare. It's not so often that you get to stop and breathe and look back and reminisce. And this is the time to do that. And it's been lovely. It's been really a sweet thing. I don't want to live in the past. I don't want on my laurels, but I would like to, keep moving forward. I'm not done yet. But it's nice to take a minute here and have that minute.
Awesome.
So with your career, basically giving life to these fantastic characters and creatures, how does it feel to have the camera focused on you and your humanity?
Yeah, right. It feels. Yeah, well, when you have a career that is under lots of rubber bits, and there's a certain freedom when you're on film. When I watch myself in movies with alien or monster makeups on, it's like I can enjoy the performance. When I see this on film with playing a human, I'm way more judgy pants. It's like, oh, the bags under the eyes are getting worse. Oh gosh, what's the neck doing? All that. It's harder for me to watch it feels like, in answer to your question, like it feels like walking out of the house in a Speedo. You know what I mean? Now I look good in a Speedo, don't get me wrong, but
better than me.
I've seen the birthday post. I agree. Yes.
By the way, my birthday is coming up in less than a month now. It's May. So there will be another birthday post in my birthday suit. One more time. You're not done seeing me naked yet, mister.
Oh, wow. So
a little more vulnerable. Yeah.
Yeah, we all are. So I know there's going to be a lot of folks that are going to be in the documentary that are interviewing and talking about your life, because you have such a vast career of films and TV. Derek, we got to know, like, what are some of the harder to get actors, or is there surprises that you haven't told Doug that I've got this person, I can't wait? Is there a little bit of that?
Now.
Well, you don't have to tell me who it is, but do you have those like aces up your sleeve?
Some of them Doug knows because Doug has connected us to them, and then others I usually will tell Doug who we're tomorrow we're going to interview so and so, but we don't release any of that information to the public. Awesome. Because we don't know if I have a plan to film somebody tomorrow, they could break their leg, they could get called out of town. Acting work always comes first, professional work. Something happens with their family, got to leave the country. So as we get the interviews in the can, we update IMDb immediately. So there aren't going to be any big reveals when the film comes out, because for an independent film, unlike a studio film, we need the star power. So everyone that we get, once their interview is done, that night I'm on IMDb updating it to the next, cool. Putting the name up. So as of today, everyone we've interviewed is on IMDb. Everyone, all of your viewers can go to imdb.com, put in "Get Me Doug Jones," and everyone's there. So, Noah Wiley, Sonequa Martin Green, Anthony Rapp, David Ajala, Ron Perlman, the list. I mean, this is the best part of this film. So far, when I approach somebody, will you be in this film? It's for Doug Jones. And the answer is just yes. The hardest part is getting an answer from an agent, because if you're not talking directly to an actor, that's where the wall is hit. Or then the wall is, yep, happy to do it. When's it going to fit in the schedule? Because my director does not live in LA. Some of the actors that we've interviewed do not live in LA. So it's kind of like, oh God, how are we going to do this? So, we did do a shoot in Toronto. We flew there and rented a hotel room and interviewed people for 3 days solid. And we've done a lot of interviews on the road at conventions because, like Anthony Rapp, for example, he was at a convention and we pre-planned it with him. And we're like, look, Anthony, we need a half an hour of your time in our hotel room. And he's like, absolutely, guys, let's do it. Sweet. So so it's been a lot of that, but no surprises. The surprise is when it's announced on IMDb, the next person, but we're going after literally everyone Doug has ever been involved with. So that's your answer.
There you go.
I have it on good authority that he's keeping a couple names from me right now that have said yes, but he hasn't gotten them on film yet. So I can't wait to hear who that is.
Yeah.
Oh, with a title like "Get Me Doug Jones," it almost sounds like there would be a few ambushes in there somewhere.
Let's get Doug Jones.
Let's get him.
They got him
before he gets oiled up and he gets away from it. So. Speaking of Anthony Rapp and Star Trek Discovery, I love Saru. Yes. Saru is such a great character, and if there's anything about that show's premature cancellation that I hate, it's the fact that we don't get more Saru. We don't get to see more of his journey. What was your approach to bringing him? I would even say beyond the pages. Because I think the first moment that we ever met him, he was a fully realized character, and that was more, in my opinion, acting than makeup. Even though you were covered in makeup, I just felt like this was more of Doug Jones than makeup. So, what was your pre-planning to bring us this amazing character?
Right. Well, when I met with the writers and they offered me this role, they gave me a bit of his backstory that he was the prey species on a planet with a predator species in place, and that we were my people, the Kelpians, were always in constant fear of being culled and taken away by the dominant species on our planet. So they live in fear. They have these threat ganglia that pop out of their neck that when they can detect an imminent threat somewhere that no one else can see. I'm like, oh, that sounds like the real me. I understood him immediately because I've lived with much fear and anxiety myself. If something's coming tomorrow that I can't see yet, or something is expected of me and I don't know exactly how I'm going to make that happen, I'll get fever and chills and lose my appetite, and I don't deal with anxiety well at all. So I got Saru. And yet I've been a public person, so I have to present as though I'm okay. Saru is a high-ranking member of a crew on a starship. So he has to also present that he's okay, with an undercurrent of, oh my gosh, we're all going to die. Right. So I understood him right from the get-go. But what the writers, with the development of him over 5 seasons, what I did not see coming was in season 2, when he's going through a transitional point in a Kelpian's life called Vihari. Now, as Saru's understanding, when you hit Vihari, that's the end of your life. It's a very painful process where your threat ganglia pop out and get inflamed, like you've got the flu or something. Mm-hmm. And so our predator species told us and informed us that this is going to be the end of your life. So we will do a mercy killing for you before you have to go through the agony of dying on your own. That's what generations of my people came up with. So now I'm away from home planet Kaminar. I'm the first Kelpian to break away, the first Kelpian to enter Starfleet, go through the academy, and end up on a ship. So I'm there by myself. I have no other Kelpians around. Vihari starts in this one episode in season 2. So I tell my crew, I'm going to die. Right? That's what I knew. And so that was probably one of my favorite episodes I did in the entire series. I got to slowly decline physically throughout it, but we were also facing an imminent threat, of course, as every episode did.
Yeah. The universe is going to explode. Oh,
yeah, we gotta say that.
Give me Doug Jones.
I'm going to help. Yeah, exactly. All that. So I end up asking Michael Burnham, played by Sonequa Martin Green, to come to my quarters and do the mercy killing for me that I expect on my home planet. So I give her, and that was a beautiful scene. Yeah. It was. I adored that day, and Sonequa and I we both think of each other as brother and sister in real life. We still call each other that to this day. And our characters were also brotherly, sisterly with each other. So for her to take a knife that I give her and to reach out for my neck was it was harrowing for Michael Burnham and for Sonequa Martin Green. And it was so sentimental for me as Saru and as Doug Jones. So we cried all day through those scenes. And at the end of the day, we had that puffy-faced, headachy, I've been crying all day feeling. Yeah, it was well earned, and so I really just love that scene in that day, and that really bonded us, Sonequa and me, even closer. So that part of the so after that, what happened was she reaches for me, and my threat ganglia fall out on their own. Standing there holding the knife going, I didn't cut them off. And then all of a sudden, I'm feeling better. In the next scene, I'm talking about, I have never felt this good in my life. and the innate fear and anxiety gone. Now he's living with complete confidence and control and feeling courage he's never felt before. Now that's when the writers gave me a surprise with that episode, because I developed this character based on Doug Jones being a scaredy cat. I get it. Now, I got to play him as a confident, courageous character, and he ends up being action Saru, like he can kick ass. Are you kidding me? So that's where I had to channel some acting and go through this journey with Saru. I learned from him that the world around him and the threats, the daily disasters that are happening that they have to fix, none of that changed. What changed was his reaction to it. Because he can come at it from the perspective of, we're going to get through this. We have the resources, as opposed to before, which we're all going to die, but let's do our best. Right?
What a change.
Big difference. So I thought, so I was able to take some of that Saru-ness into my own personal life. The world around me hasn't changed, but my reaction to it can. So I ask myself often, what would Saru do when I'm facing a challenge or a threat in my own life?
That's great. Yeah.
I love him dearly. Yeah.
An Obel for Charon is actually my favorite episode of Discovery, because after that scene with you and Sonequa Martin Green, I was actually like crying myself, and I was like, what is this? Stop that. I don't like this. I don't like these emotions. It was fantastic. I love that.
Earlier in that episode, as I was thinking I was going to die and didn't have much time left, Got a quiet moment where we're trying to fix the problem with the computer system. And in the middle of that scene, I asked her to do me a favor. And we had a quiet little chat where I asked her, for other Kelpians coming up behind me, I've been keeping a journal of all my steps and moves along the way to get to where I am. Can you please share that with upcoming Kelp? And I get teary even thinking about that scene, because that was like all about leaving a legacy, you know. And as I'm aging, I think about what's the legacy going to be that I leave behind. What's going to, you know, what's going to mark people's memories of me. And how will they take my experience and use it for their own lives to leave their legacy one day? So
what a great tie-in to Get Me Doug Jones.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. So what is the distribution plan? Are we talking a theatrical release where, you know, this little podcast Captains Quadrant can get tickets and hang out for 5 minutes on the rug on the red carpet? Like, hey.
Yeah, so my dream, and it will be a dream that will be made into a reality without a doubt. So
absolutely,
it is a feature-length film, and it is meant to be seen in theaters. Now, the big dream is that we get it to some festivals, and a big studio who's at the festival sees it, Fox, Warner Brothers, whoever, and they look at it and go, "Oh my God, this is amazing! Who do we got to cut a check to so we can own it and run with it?" That's the ultimate dream, right? And then they'll have it in theaters all around the world. Big chains love it. That's the dream. The second dream, again, this will be a reality, is we will put it into smaller theaters, art houses like the Alamo Drafthouse. We have some relationships with theaters over the years that we've made at conventions, and we can bring it to them and screen it on our own. So it'll be Coolwaters Productions that'll bring it to those theaters. Without a doubt, this movie will be in theaters, whether it's grand or a smaller scale. After it does its theatrical release, like any movie, of course it will be on streaming platforms. Now, if the big dream is what happens, it'll be on the platform of the studio that buys it. So if it's Warner Brothers, you know, it'll be what?
HBO Max, whatever. Yeah.
If it remains in Coolwaters ownership, it will go on Amazon first, because we already have a platform on Amazon. So nice. I made a film a few years ago called Instant Dads. It was a tear-jerking film, and I did that on purpose because when it was on the film festival circuit, it got nominated for Best Picture 5 times and won the honor twice. Wow. I did that on purpose. So that's on Amazon now, and I get about 50 cents every other month from Amazon for that film.
See,
costs a hell of a lot more than that today. I will never make back my money again unless your viewers go and rent it or buy it on Amazon. Please do.
We'll ask.
You heard the man. Go.
I'll go there. I got you.
But without a doubt, that means Get Me Doug Jones will also be on the Amazon platform, and then whatever others we need to go after. So yeah, that's the goal. It will be in theaters early next year. We have to finish principal photography, and then we've got to edit it and do post-production. So, you know, it's a coming. But this is also part of the reason why we're doing this today, is I'm going to now take a sidestep, and I'm going to ask for everybody's help. Okay. So this is my love letter to Doug, and it is a passion project. I'm very proud to say that I was able, my director and I were able to raise the funds privately to shoot principal photography. That is an excellent thing that an independent filmmaker can say out loud, because it's very hard to do. Yeah. But in order to finish the film, we need a little bit of help. There's music that I want to get the rights to be in the film. There, you know, clips, things of this nature. We need to pay our editor, and then we need to be on the film festival circuit. It is not cheap to be on the film festival circuit. Everyone out there, when they see cons and they see Sundance and they see all these actors, they don't know the studio pays for that. The film festival doesn't. And if you want to submit your film to a film festival, there's a fee for that. And if your film doesn't get accepted to be shown, you don't get the money back. Right. So we need all of these funds in order to complete our project. So we are gearing up right now to do a crowd finishing campaign. It will be launched sometime in May, and it'll be about a 60-day window, and you will be able to help us make the dream a reality. So we're going to ask everyone out there to check out getmedougjones.com. That's the film's official website, getmedugjones.com. And when the crowd finishing campaign goes live, there will be links on there. And the links will go to a page where we will have all kinds of perks and prizes that you can bid on. And it will be as minimal as a $30, $40 package of like a pin or a t-shirt, all the way up to shooting scripts that Doug has graciously donated from his archives. And we've even got a Saru prosthetic.
Oh,
so, and it will run the gambit. And so we can have someone with a ton of money that they don't know what to do with, $25,000, shoot it our way, and you'll own Saru's actual face. But, you know, it's been amazing. And we've also had a lot of Doug's co-stars who have been gracious enough to sign stuff for us. We've got some limited edition prints that are done. Sonequa Martin Green was gracious enough to do a big 16 by 20 that Doug also signed. It's amazing.
Ooh.
And yeah, so you'll be able to buy those things and take home a piece of Hollywood history and own it. But then you help us become a part of Hollywood history. Plus your name goes in the credits. So, and I've just made a decision right now because we were talking about these, and now I'm going to say, so every podcast that we've done, we've tried to offer something exclusive to the podcast.
That only you get.
Information that only your podcast gets. And it's usually a behind the scenes footage that we've never shown or something like that. So I have decided as of today, Doug was gracious enough to give us a bunch of stuff. We were lucky enough. I reached out to CBS when we were finding out that the show was done, and Doug gave me a heads up that he was going to be filming his last day. We reached out to CBS, and within a 48-hour window, signed every release that was required, what have you, and we got to film Doug's last day on set. So part of that will be in the documentary. While I was there as Doug's guest, and I was sitting in his dressing room, I took this. Go ahead, Doug. Show them.
This is the size we get for the day. It's a shrunken down. You can see it by size wise. This is the scenes that they'll be filming that day. This is called the sides, and that's what the script looks like in there.
Oh, wow.
With today's call sheet on it, and that's got all the scenes that will be filmed and the cast members that are in that day. So this is something we get every day on the set. And this was the very last day of filming. That was my personal one. That's why it's got Doug Jones written all over it. And it's going to be part of the perks.
I appropriated it.
I love that.
So what we're going to do is, what I'm going to do just in case, we're going to do.
You'll have me. I'll sign it somewhere.
No, you're going to sign it right now.
Authenticated and everything.
So you guys, here, we'll do this. This is so. Right now, I'll tilt the camera down. This will be on part of the crowdfunding campaign, and I'm going to give Doug a nice pen here.
Is this going to work?
And I'm going to tilt this down.
Oh,
I'm going to lift my desk.
It's going to be too far.
Oh my God! Don't kill Doug.
Do it. You guys see it?
Okay.
Yes.
It's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
And I'll put Saru.
Oh,
there.
yes.
So that is, oh my God, my screen is freaking heavy.
It sounds like.
There you go.
Okay. So that's in.
Amazing.
Okay.
And there's only one of these in the world.
Because there was only one printed with my name on it for that last day of filming. So this is
I love it. I love it. So yes, everybody, be sure to check out the show notes because we have the links hyperlinked right in the show notes. And if you're listening to the podcast only, be sure to hit those podcast notes and get those same information and those links because you want to be a part of this history. I guarantee you this is an amazing moment, and we are ever so grateful to have both of you on our show because Doug, yours is a legacy that will live long like Boris Karloff till this day still does. And you're one of those people that if there's a movie coming out and there's going to be something special in it, I can actually look for you in the credits afterwards. Like, I want to see if Doug was in it, just in case. So thank you again. And I also want to leave with this one note. We only have a couple of minutes left, but you were the first actor that I actually spent time finding to get your autograph. You had met my stepmom in Rhode Island at a convention, and then you were at Trek Long Island, and I had kept just missing you. And it wasn't until 2 years ago at Star Trek Las Vegas that I actually got to meet you, and I was like, finally. So that was a big check off on my Star Trek reference. But that was a big check off on my my autographs because I admire your career for years. I was Yeah, absolutely. From Batman on. So it's such an honor to have you, and we're grateful, and we're so excited to get Doug Jones.
Yeah, well, that's heartwarming to hear. Thank you so much for sharing that history with me. That's lovely.
As a personal thing, also before we run out of time, I just want to tell you, Hocus Pocus is like a yearly tradition with my mom and me. We watch it every single year.
Yeah.
Could you tell my mom, Kay, hello from Billy Butcherson?
Oh, hello, Kay. Billy Butcherson here. Wishing you a very happy day and keep watching me. All right.
I just saved a bunch of money on a Mother's Day present. Thank
you. Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right. Take care.
Love.
Bye, guys.
Okay, I was wondering if you could hear me over this. I have to do a voiceover all this, so it doesn't matter. I should have said, "Hey, don't leave," but I know they have another interview afterwards. So, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Are they gone?
Cool. Yeah, they're gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.